The term Vasti is given due to the administration of medicated drugs into the rectum by means of the urinary bladder of various animals like cow, deer, goat, sheep, etc., or due to the stay of the administered drug near the urinary bladder for some time. These days, however, we use a specially designed leather bag to administer the Vasti. Charaka, the great Ayurveda Acharya, says no other elimination therapy is equal to Vasti because it expels the vitiated doshas rapidly and easily from the body, and also because it causes reducing as well as nourishing the body very fast. Vata is the prime factor responsible for the manifestation of different types of diseases and also causes all the primary metabolic functions in the body. It is the controller of creation, sustenance and destruction of all external and internal things, and also the cause for the production of diseases in the different pathways. To mitigate this Vata, Vasti is the best line of treatment. As Vasti is indicated in a number of disorders, some scholars say that Vasti is virtually the full treatment. Since Vasti is such an important treatment, Charaka includes both the commonly done types of Vasti under Panchakarma. They are Asthapana Vasti or decoction enema and Anuvasana Vasti or oil enema. The preparation of the medicine for Vasti is a very important procedure and needs to be done extremely carefully. First, 200 ml of honey is taken in a vessel. And 12 grams of finely powdered saindhavam or rock salt is added little by little, stirring continuously with a wooden churner. Then 200 ml of tilatailam or sesame oil, in which the roots of bala or Sida cordifolia has been boiled, is taken and slowly and continuously added. During this process, the stirring continues unabated. Slowly, after intense stirring, the mixture thickens and solidifies. As the stirring is continued, it softens and liquefies a little. The Vasti Putta or bag is made from leather. The nozzle or Vasti Netra can be prepared with bronze. It should be round, smooth, straight, without any bends, and consisting of 3 ridges or projections, 1 near the tip and 2 near the base. For a normal adult, the circumference of the tip of the Vasti Netra should be the size of a soaked pea. The length should be around 12 inches. When the mixture liquefies a little, 36 grams of Shatapushpa Kalkam or paste is added pinch by pinch and the stirring continues. Now the mixture softens further. Finally, 450 ml of Erandamoola Kashayam is added in the same manner. When all the ingredients are properly mixed, it is churned thoroughly. Then it is placed in a water bath and heated till it is lukewarm. Finally, the mixture is poured into the Vasti Puta or leather bag and then tied tightly to ensure that it does not leak. The decoction should be neither too hot nor too cold, neither too mild nor too strong, neither too oily nor too dry, neither too thin nor very thick, neither very little in quantity nor too large, neither saltless nor too salty, and not too sour also. It will not produce burning sensation inside because it is warmed by steam. Churning ensures a homogeneous mixture of the honey, salt, oil, paste and decoction so as to initiate their combined action in the proper way concurrently. If not churned properly, they remain separate and will excite the doshas depending on their strength. The maximum quantity of the decoction enema is normally slightly less than a liter. The patient who is to be treated with Asthapana Vasti or decoction enema should have undergone lubrication, sudation, emesis and purgation therapies earlier and gained strength by following the regimen of liquid diet. He should also be eligible for the administration of lubrication enema. To such a person, the lubrication enema is to be given first. It should be given during the daytime in winter and spring seasons and during the night in others, or during such time as suitable to the doshas involved. Otherwise, it will lead to complications. Generally, Anuvasana Vasti is given at midday immediately after lunch. To such a person who is ready to take the decoction enema on the auspicious day and time after one's morning ablutions and on an empty stomach, the patient is given Abhyanga for around 20 minutes, followed by mild sudation using a hot water bag primarily in the region of the abdomen. The physician should beforehand keep ready the enema bag filled with the medication. Then the patient should lie straight on his left side with the left leg fully extended and the right leg bent at the knee. Then the physician should lubricate the index finger of his left hand, the place of insertion and the nozzle. He should then slowly insert his index finger first, followed closely by the tip of the nozzle, holding the nozzle and bag at the same level coinciding with the vertebral column, and then push the nozzle up to the level of its lower rim into the rectum, slowly, without shaking, neither too fast nor too slow, with full concentration. The patient should keep his mouth open and exhale as the physician squeezes the bag with the thumb and fingers of the right hand slowly and steadily, pushing the fluid little by little. After receiving the decoction enema, The patient should lie on his back with a pillow under his head and be attentive to the movement of the enema material spreading to all parts of his body. The patient's legs are bent at the knees a couple of times and the region of the stomach is lightly massaged. On getting the urge for evacuation, he should expel the material. The maximum time for the material to come out is 48 minutes. If it does not come out within this time, it may even lead to death. Hence, it should be brought out by the administration of laxative oils, use of rectal suppositories, or even a hot water enema. It must be noted that enemas improperly administered can lead to severe complications including death, and hence it is extremely important that all the pre-treatment and post-treatment instructions be followed meticulously to ensure that no complications arise. Even during the treatment, the physician should be extremely vigilant and ensure that the patient follows all the instructions very strictly, failing which the treatment should be discontinued. Some of the complications that can arise due to improper administration of the decoction enema include obstruction of flatus, stool and urine, heaviness and burning sensation in the abdomen, inflammation of the anal region, anorexia, fatigue, chest pain, pain in the testicles and groins, hiccups, pain in the calf muscles and thighs, spondylitis, deafness, eye disorders, ear disorders, severe bleeding, fainting, etc. Hence, a good physician should be competent enough to deal with such complications if and when they arise. The signs and symptoms of a properly done decoction enema include proper expulsion of urine, flatus and feces, lightness of the body and increased digestive power. After a properly done decoction enema therapy, the patient should be given bath in warm water and then given nourishing food including pulses, milk, etc. By taking bath and eating food, the residual and circulating doshas will come back to their normal places. The prescribed restrictions should be strictly followed during the period of the treatment and for an equal number of days after the treatment. Normally, the decoction and oil enemas are done in combination. For this particular patient, a series of 8 enemas known as Yoga Vasti was administered over a period of 5 days. It included 3 decoction enemas and 5 oil enemas. The procedure for the oil enema is similar to the above, only it is done immediately after intake of food, either in the afternoon or in the evening. Further, the material in this case is retained inside for a longer period ranging from 3 to 9 hours. Some conditions in which decoction enema is prescribed are Sarvanga Vata, Ekanga Vata, abdominal diseases, retention of flatus, urine, stool and semen, loss of strength, loss of sensation, joint pains, headache, earache, chest pain, backache, tremors and convulsions. Keeping medicated oil on the head for a specific period with the help of a cap made of animal skin or Rexin cloth is known as Shirovasti. The Ayurvedic texts describe 4 types of oil treatments for the head. They are Abhyanga or medicated oil application, Seka or pouring of medicated oil on the head as in Shirodhara, Pichu or soaking a piece of cloth in medicated oil and applying it to the head, and Shirovasti. Among the above, Shirovasti is the most preferred treatment, especially for diseases relating to the chest region and above it. Shirovasti is normally done for around 45 minutes every day for 7 to 28 days based on the condition of the patient and the assessment of the physician. During this period, the patient should be under total physical and mental rest. Since it is a very intensive treatment, Shirovasti is normally done only in the presence of an experienced Ayurveda physician. Before the commencement of the actual Shirovasti treatment, 5 to 7 days of Abhyanga or simple oil application is administered to the patient. During this period, the physician also closely observes the patient and determines the best oil for his particular condition. The patient is also administered the appropriate internal medicine. On the day prior to commencement of the treatment, the patient's hair is cut very short or shaven off completely. On the chosen auspicious day, at an auspicious time, and after completion of one's morning ablutions and prayers, the patient is taken to the treatment room, which should be well protected from excessive heat and wind.
Chandrogha kantim amrutorkarairjagantim.
Initially, the preparation for the treatment is done. Powdered black gram or urad dal is mixed with water and kneaded into a sticky paste. Around 1 liter of the selected oil, Dhanvantaram Tailam, is poured into a vessel. Then the kneaded urad dal paste is moved back and forth till it becomes snake-like. A leather cap, open at both sides, is used for the treatment. Cotton cloth is wrapped on the inner and outer edges of the rim of the cap on one side. Now, after seating the patient comfortably on a chair, medicated oil is applied to his head. Then, the leather cap is placed on the head . The kneaded black gram paste is placed inside the cap on the patient's head and used to seal the cap from inside. Simultaneously, a little paste is also used to seal the cap from outside to prevent leakage of the oil.
Unmada vibramaharaha paratascha sandram anandameva padamapayati sma nityam.
Finally, the cap is sealed well using a long cloth piece.
Jataiva hastatalagam swamritam sravantam.
Then the medicated oil is made lukewarm, not hot, using a water bath.
Avartayen manumimam sachavitarogaha.
The right temperature is known by dipping the little finger in the oil. Once the temperature is confirmed, the oil is squeezed gently onto the head of the patient using a cloth piece, taking care to see that it does not leak out or fall with too much pressure on the scalp.
Dhanvantarispu kartavya swarupa priyadarshanaha karadvayagatascha samrita kalasho bhavet. Om Shri Dhanvantaraye Namaha. ॐ श्रीधन्वन्तरये नमः। ॐ श्रीधन्वन्तरये नमः।
After the oil is completely poured, medicated oil is applied on the rest of the body and gentle massage is done. Special care is taken here to ensure that the neck region does not become stiff and hence it is continuously massaged gently. Shirovasti is very effective in eye, ear and nose diseases, chronic headache, facial paralysis, spondylitis, insomnia, dryness of mouth and nose, and numerous other diseases arising out of deranged Vata dosha. If required, the oil may be again filled in the cap after the lapse of around 20 minutes. Shirovasti also improves the vision, memory, and other mental faculties. After around 45 minutes, or when the patient can taste the oil in the mouth, the oil is removed. Then the cap is removed and the forehead wiped dry with a towel. Oil is again applied to the head and bath is given. The patient is advised to go and take rest in his room for at least an hour, after which he can have some light food. On completion of the treatment for the designated period, the patient should undergo an equal number of days of total rest and strict diet and abhyanga. Navarakiri is also known as Shashtikashali Pindasweda. It means the inducing of local or generalized perspiration by means of a medicated rice pudding. A special type of rice known as Navara or Shashtika rice is used here, and hence the name. The rice pudding is prepared as follows. 700 grams of Navara rice is taken and washed well. Then 600 grams of bala root is boiled in 12 liters of water and reduced to 3 liters of bala decoction. Then the Navara rice is boiled in 1.5 liters of bala decoction, and later 1.25 liters of milk is also added to it till it becomes thick. After cooling down, the pudding is divided equally into 8 parts. Keep this pudding on 8 pieces of muslin cloth and then bring the opposite corners of the cloth pieces together and tie them well with the help of a rope. Now 8 boluses are ready. On an auspicious day and time, after propitiating Lord Dhanvantari, the god of healing, the patient is seated on the Dhara Droni and oil is applied to the head and face first by the principal therapist. There are 4 therapists involved in this treatment. A 5th therapist is engaged only in heating boluses and replacing the cold boluses with hot ones. The boluses are heated in a mixture of the leftover 1.5 liters of Bala decoction and 1.25 liters of cow's milk. Now, oil is applied all over the body and treatment commences with the patient in the sitting position first. The treatment is performed in all the 7 positions as mentioned earlier for the Purchal treatment. Every time before applying the reheated bolus, the therapist checks the heat and only then applies it.
Yasyam hiranyam vindeyam gamasvam purujanaham asvaporvam prasamadhyam asvinata prabodhinim sriyam devim upakvaye svirma devirjudatam tam sasmitam hiranya pragara madram julandim triptam tarpayantim Padme stidam padmavarnam tamiho hakvaye sriyam Chandram prabhasam yasasam jwalantin sriyam loke devajishtam udaram Tam padminimim sharanamaham prabhadye lakshmir mena.
Now the patient is made to lie down on his back and the treatment continues. Tasya phalani tapasana dandamayantarayasya bhakya lakshmi. This treatment is specifically indicated in all types of vata disorders, emaciation, etc. It is highly strengthening and bulk promoting. It is normally done for a period ranging from 7 to 21 days with proper preparatory and post-treatment procedures as described earlier for the other treatments.
Sriyam vasayame kule mataram padmamalinim Avasrujandasjigdani jikletavasame grihe Nicha devim mataram sriyam vasayame kule Adram mushkaranim pushtim subarnam hemamalinim Suryam hiranmayim lakshmim jatavedo mahavaha Adram yakkaranim yashtim pingalam padmamalinim Chandram hiranmayim lakshmim jatavedo mahavaha Tam mahavaha jatavedo lakshmimanapagaminim Yasyam hiranyam prabhodangavodhasyo svane vindeyam purushanaham Mahadevyai ja vidmahe Vishnupatni ja dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi prachodayat.
Om Shri Dhanvantaraye Namaha.
Now the patient turns over and lies on his left side.
Dakshashvineya surarat प्रमुखाश्च वैद्याः द्वारि स्थितास्तव सुमाञ्जलिभिः महात्मान् धन्वन्तरे सपदि जागृहि सुप्रभातम् धन्वन्तरे सपदि जागृहि सुप्रभातम्.
The patient turns over and lies on his right side.
नानामहौषधि भवा वरशक्तयस्ते पादोपसेवनपराः धृतदिव्यरूपाः विध्वस्तरोगनिवहाः परितस्फुरन्ति धन्वन्तरे सपदि जागृहि सुप्रभातम्. धन्वन्तरे.
During the process, the pudding will ooze from the boluses and some of it may be absorbed into the body through the skin. Now, the patient is made to lie down on his back and the treatment continues.
कल्याण शीघ्रकरणाय निजाश्रितानां रागादिरोगहरणाय महीजनानां.
The patient returns to the final position, namely the sitting position.
धन्वन्तरे सपदि जागृहि सुप्रभातम्.
This treatment is normally done for 30 to 60 minutes. Now remove the boluses and take the remaining pudding and apply on the body. After that, remove the pudding and apply oil on the body again, after which a bath can be given. Then the patient is asked to take rest for at least an hour, after which he can have some light food. During the entire period of the treatment, the patient should follow all the diet and lifestyle restrictions advised by the physicians to ensure that he gets the maximum benefit from the treatment.
सपदि जागृहि सुप्रभातम्. धन्वन्तरे सपदि जागृहि सुप्रभातम्.
The term Vasti is given due to the administration of medicated drugs into the rectum by means of the urinary bladder of various animals like cow, deer, goat, sheep, etc., or